Some users are complaining about pale colors on the Galaxy S24 Ultra's display. There are several reports, both on X and Reddit, where several users are uploading their images mentioning that, specifically when using the vivid color setting on this device's display, the device is actually showing paler colors. In fact, several users also started reporting this complaint directly on Samsung's forums, where Samsung directly responded that this is not a defect or a bug, but a new color calibration that they wanted to make so that users can have a more comfortable display. In a written response to a user, it reads as follows. All Galaxy S24 series models have had their colors and brightness adjusted to make it more comfortable to use. We have made some changes to the display technology to provide a more natural viewing experience. This is an intended color adjustment and not a product defect. Making sure you do not have Eye Comfort Shield enabled will also help colors display as they are intended to be. However, if you believe this is a fault with your device, please feel free to contact us. Remember that by enabling the color filter, also called as Eye Comfort Shield, the colors also change their representation to have a less fatiguing display during the nights. So with this filter, Samsung does not only put a yellow filter as other manufacturers usually have, but also adjusts the colors of different intensities. But that filter is independent of the complaint that several users are having. They claim that in the natural color preset, the screen actually looks much better compared to the vivid mode. And I think they are right to complain to some extent because the vivid mode is supposed to show much more intense colors, but in this case they claim that it is not. Here I have in my hands the Galaxy S24 Ultra, and I must say that there is little difference between natural mode and vivid mode. The clearest difference I see is that it simply changes the temperature of the screen, as in the natural setting we find slightly warmer tones and in the vivid setting slightly cooler tones. Several users have done various tests, including Alejandro Perez's channel, where he even used a microscope to see how is the pixel distribution on the screen and other things. And honestly, we all concluded that it is not a defect, but simply a change in the interpretation of colors that Samsung is doing in this new generation, which I personally liked. I must say that the colors do look a bit different compared to last generation, but I personally like it. And even remember that in the unboxing I told you that Samsung has just added the natural tone feature. That is, that through the camera is observing how the white of the environment is to adjust the white also of the screen, and it looks much more natural to the environment. Although this function is disabled at the factory, but personally I like to have it enabled. What I have noticed is that this screen at times has less brightness than I would expect, but apparently it is to prevent the device from getting warm. I'm anticipating some comments I'm going to make in the review, but when I was making a comparison between the camera of this cell phone and the camera of the iPhone, I did notice that the screen of this device looked a little duller, but at the same time I noticed that this device was quite cool, even though we were under the intense sun, while the iPhone felt much warmer. So, surely this is all being adjusted by Samsung. If it realizes that there are many users who want back the vivid mode with much more intense colors, probably with some next update it is going to change this. But let me know in the comments if you prefer the most saturated colors possible or prefer a more natural rendition.